Well, thank you very much for being here today. Can you hear me in the back? Hear me okay? Great, okay. I remember sitting in the audience at an early city council meeting in 2002, right after the November referendum election, in which 79% of the people said they wanted to become a city. Council members were organizing services, setting up City Hall, just doing everything they could to organize a new city. As I sat there, I wondered how they would get how they would get everything done. Not ever thinking that I would soon be part of them. So here we are, 10 and a half years later. Last year, we celebrated the projects and accomplishments of our first 10 years of cityhood. What will be our accomplishments in the next 10 years? It's time to put on our boots and our hard hats and get down and dirty, because here we go again. Rancho Cordova's business community is prospering, and we have the second largest employment base in the region. Our economy continues to improve as businesses expand and hire new employees. Our long-awaited Panera Bread is opening March 3rd. Bonnie Plumbing, Bell Brothers Heating and Air Conditioning are relocating their headquarters to Rancho Cordova. VSP, Vision Service Plan, Fortune 500 company, has expanded and added additional space across the street from their existing buildings. In the past few weeks, I participated in the grand opening of Crazy for Yogurt on Olson Drive and the Fire Rock Grill, which is located in the historic Sheepherders building, which I'm sure we've all been to at one time under different names, but it's been around for decades. The Sacramento Children's Museum, hello Sharon, opened a new exhibit and continues to grow as a destination for a location for families. We also participated in the Sacramento County's completion of their part of the White Rock Road Improvement Project. White Rock is a busy thoroughfare used by commuters, local traffic between Rancho Cordova, Folsom, and El Dorado Hills, and the unincorporated areas of Sacramento County. The city will continue the project on our part of the road, which is within our city limits. There will be more groundbreakings in 2014. Finally, the Entertainment Center will break ground this spring and is expected to be completed possibly by the middle of next year, 2015. 70,000 square foot facility will include multiple movie theaters, a bowling center, laser tag, restaurants, and more, right next to the police station. So you might have a pretty safe feeling by going to it. So, developers for the project are partnering with local business named Barco to bring state-of-the-art visual and audio theater equipment to the center. Barco is currently providing cutting-edge visual support at the Olympics in Sochi right now, and they did the same for the Super Bowl. The center will be a destination not only for Rancho Cordovans, but for people from all over the region. Folsom Lake College Satellite Campus will break ground this spring on Folsom Boulevard and Paseo Drive. I live 3 blocks from there. And I'm very much looking forward to us becoming and having the feel of being a college town. The campus will include a two-story building that will house classrooms, a bookstore, conference room, and offices, and a student parking lot. The college anticipates enrolling about 1,000 full-time students annually. There are currently 15 colleges either in or around Rancho Cordova. This enables our youth to stay in school in Rancho Cordova from preschool through college graduation. Another new facility that's coming is our city corporation yard. It will be located on an empty parcel of land on Zinfandel Drive, south of International Drive. Corporation Yard will be a storage facility to support the city's public works department and activities. The City Council approved purchase of the land last month, and we are hiring a design firm to lay out the site. Our plan is to use decorative features to border the property, such as landscape and wrought iron fences. Of course, we have our Epi's Great Race. We lost Epi last year, but the race continues, which spotlights the city locally. But I'm very excited to say that Rancho Cordova has been chosen to host an international triathlon on October 5th of this year. Challenge Rancho Cordova will attract professional athletes from around the world to our city. The triathlon will feature a 1.22-mile swim portion in Lake Natoma, a 56-mile bike course on roads throughout Rancho Cordova and nearby areas, and a 13.1-mile run that will end up in Capitol Village. The event is open to individual and professional athletes and relay teams for friends, family, and colleagues. There will even be a junior challenge for youth. The event is hosted by Challenge Family and USA Productions. Mather Veterans Village project will provide transitional and permanent housing for disabled and homeless veterans is moving along. The site is located near the Sacramento Veterans Administration Medical Center here at Mather. The developer of the project is Mercy Housing, great person to use for VA housing like this. Mercy Housing has received an allocation of 25 federal vouchers from Sacramento Housing Redevelopment Agency, plus an additional $3.9 million in state funding. These funds are in addition to the city's $1 million contribution and the state's $1 million trust fund grant, which we have applied for. The next step is obviously to apply for the tax credit funding to cover the remaining costs for the project. If we receive this award, we will break ground in the fall of this year. The first phase will include 50 permanent units and some rehabilitation of the vacant building which is currently on site. North Star Rancho Cordova and Horizons New Rancho are two projects that will meet housing needs for seniors in Rancho Cordova. North Star Rancho Cordova is an assisted living and memory care facility being built on Vehicle Drive. I'm sure you've seen it. I've toured it already. I think they have an opening possibly by the end of April this year. They're accepting applications to rent. There's 106 apartments there. Ribbon cutting will take place, like I said, in late spring. So, Horizons at New Rancho Cordova will be an affordable senior housing facility that will be located on the former site of the Stagger Inn. I paused on purpose because we know the Stagger's gone, but we need to have something there, and this will do it. The planned facility will include 48 1- and 2-bedroom units next door to Crossings New Rancho, which we opened 2 years ago. We will apply for federal grant funding and tax credit funding for this summer project, which will be opening groundbreaking in the summer. If we receive this funding, we expect to groundbreak in early spring, basically the project will continue to improve the face of Folsom Boulevard and provide the needed housing we need for seniors in Rancho Cordova. The Storytelling Factory opened at Sacramento Children's Museum in Rancho Cordova in the parking lot over here. It features a theater, a stage, costumes, prompt cards, and a video component so children can see their story come true. In addition to just being fun, the exhibit will serve as a platform for structured literacy activities and general reading. The museum continues to expand and grow, which explains why it's such a popular destination. They average 8,000 visitors a month. And Sharon Stone Smith is here today, the director of that, and we were just talking about, it's amazing how long, 2.5 years you've come along, so thank you. All right, let's talk about some street lights. All 1,800 existing non-residential street lights in the city are in the process of being replaced with new LED, light-emitting diode lights. We are the first city in the Sacramento region to install these energy-efficient lights in a citywide project. There are 3 preliminary stage advantages of using LED light over conventional lights. First, LED lights save as much as 60% on energy costs due to lower electricity consumption. And because they can last as much as 4 times longer than a conventional street light. LEDs will reduce the city's maintenance costs by more than 80%. Second advantage would be because LEDs focus light better on sidewalks and streets. They help reduce light pollution and will save around 500 tons of greenhouse gas emissions each year. Third, LEDs improve the level of safety on streets by projecting white light instead of orange light. You can see the difference on the picture on the screen, I'm sure. Human eyes pick up the objects better in white so drivers and pedestrians can easily see more objects in their path, increasing traffic safety. The city is also exploring the possibility of replacing existing neighborhood streetlights. The new fixture we are testing is called a Cobra head, similar to the street light shown in the lower part of the screen. It will better focus on the light on sidewalks and roadways, reducing wasted energy. Cobra heads will replace post-top fixtures that waste energy by distributing light in every direction instead of solely on lighting up sidewalks and roads. The project is being funded with low-interest loan from the California Energy Commission and energy incentives from SMUD also. With the savings, the city will pay back the loan within 10 years. Not only did we celebrate 10 years of cityhood, we celebrated 10 years of strong fiscal health and living within our means. Despite the recession, Rancho Cordova has stayed fiscally sustainable. And as our economy continues to improve, we're in a great position to encourage growth and some fun projects for our community. You're invited to attend, as they mentioned a few minutes ago, the Economic Review and Corporate Report event on Friday, March the 28th. The morning session will be at the Sunrise Event Center, be hosted by Rancho Cordova Chamber of Commerce, and tickets will be available at the Chamber. The afternoon session, which is a free event, is here at City Hall. Our Finance Department will present information on the results of fiscal year 2012-13 and the current year, and projections for the next 3 years. There will be a lively and informative review in the economic outlook for 2014 and for the city's finances. As you're aware, Ted Gabler has retired. No clapping, okay. Wondered about that. We have hired a new search firm, Bob Marine Associates, and they are located in Roseville, California, to help the recruitment of the next city manager. My colleagues on the City Council and I are most interested in finding the right person for the job, and we will. During this recruitment and hiring period, Joe Chin, who is Assistant City Manager, will be the interim city manager. Joe's been with our city since 2006. He brings valuable financial and economic experience. Joe has had several years of experience in providing leadership and management oversight to all city departments and monitoring the immediate and long-range growth of our community. In December, Rancho Cordova welcomed its new Chief of Police, Michael Gould. Michael, would you stand up, please? Thank you, Chief. Michael's been with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department since 1993 and currently has the rank of captain. He brings a wealth of experience with his background in many areas of policing. During his short term in Rancho Cordova, Michael and his team have started to implement new programs to improve the quality of our life. The chief and his family live in the planning area of Rancho Cordova. In February this year, the police department implemented a new policing philosophy called intelligence-led policing. Every Wednesday, representatives from each division of our police department meet to share information and intelligence about safety concerns in Rancho Cordova. They address topics such as felony crimes, crime hotspots, and service calls. Using this information, the police department creates strategic priorities and targets safety needs. The overall goal is to ensure everyone that the police department is trained on areas like intelligence gathering, to keep an eye on sexual offender registrations and identifying gang members. The police department has started to use social media to keep up better and keep the community informed. They use Nextdoor.com, Facebook, Twitter to communicate and promote positive image of our police department. I encourage you to use these tools to stay updated on police department news and events. The Folsom Boulevard Business Corridor Partnership was launched in September 2012 to support revitalization efforts along Folsom Boulevard. The program created partnerships between businesses and Folsom Boulevard, on Folsom Boulevard, and the police department. Reserve officers have been hired to work with businesses to address non-emergency and recurring safety concerns such as graffiti and loitering. They work on a weekly basis to visit businesses on Folsom Boulevard, to patrol business areas, and to provide crime prevention tips. There are plans to incorporate bicycle officers into this program. Rancho Cordova Police Athletic League, which is PAL, engaged in over 1,500 youth in activities and events in 2013. PAL's upcoming March Madness basketball tournament is scheduled for March 22nd at Mitchell Middle School. This is a free event for boys and girls in the 4th through the 8th grades. PAL will feature a bike rodeo as part of its Kids Day in the park on April 26th. They're always a big contributor, and the kids love to go see the police. So, several bikes will be raffled off to school-aged children. And on a sweet side note, copies of PAL's dessert cookbook are available at the police station. Cookbook is $10 for 110 mouth-watering dessert recipes that were all taste tested by youth, schools, and PAL members. So, I wonder if there's anything for donuts. Oh. The chief looked away. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's talk about something that bothers all of us. And you may already have seen this sign attached to your recycling tote, bin, bag, cart, whatever you call it. If not, you will be soon. We have received reports from residents that scavengers are going out on trash collection days and rummaging through recycle bins to collect recyclable materials that can be sold. The city has an ordinance that makes scavenging illegal. The city and the police department have partnered to stop scavenging. That's a priority this year, and we're going to keep it up. But we need your help. If you see a scavenger, basically call 916-362-5115, and when you're prompted, press 1, and you'll be connected to dispatch. And I'd like to give you an example that Tuesday morning I went to breakfast with Joe Chin, and coming back to my house about 9:15 in the morning, sure enough, there was somebody down at the end of my street. I basically, unknowingly, until my wife came home at noon, the same person had been shooed away by her when she went to work about 7:45. So I called the 362-5115. I pressed 1. I was connected to dispatch. I told them I want to report some recycle thievery going on. They said, what does the person look like? Give me the description, give me the street you're at. And they asked me if the person had a gun. And that's when I said, I sure hope not. So that's why you're coming out. So hopefully. I waited down the street, and 8 minutes later, I got 2 officers in 2 cars. So they unfortunately saw the person in between the barrels, so they could not cite the person for doing that. Of course, the person had a cart full of stuff. Checked the person out and let him go. So, but if this keeps up, and this isn't always going to happen this way. Priority is 911 calls. We all know that. But if this is an inconvenience, it's offensive to people, and it's a roundabout way, possibly, if somebody getting your credit information from you also. So when you do your diligence to recycle, put your barrel at the curb, it becomes Republic's property then. But if somebody's going through your goods like that, my wife takes a big offense to it. So anyway, that's what you do. I would hope you got an 8-minute response, but sometimes it might not take place. So, but if we keep doing this, people are going to get the word, and if people start getting cited the $500, if she would have been reaching in that barrel, they could have fined her $500. It was a lady. So anyway, let's talk about panhandling. Another problem. Another problem. Panhandling is also illegal in Rancho Cordova. If you see panhandlers standing on a corner or a median strip in the middle of a road, an 18-inch median strip with 3 lanes of traffic going each different direction, you think that isn't unsafe? If you see them on off-ramps or just panhandling in front of a store, obviously, saying no is the proper way to handle this. But if somebody gets aggressive, basically, don't be afraid to call 911. They get aggressive with you, don't be afraid. You can report panhandling at 362-5115 and push 1 for dispatch and tell them it's going on. It depends on what is going on at that time frame. I'm not going to promise, the chief's here, I'm not going to promise the public that we'll respond to every time, but I got lucky, with 8 minutes. But anyway, it's something we need to address and keep in front of us. And we want people to feel safe to live here and shop here. If you don't feel safe going to a store because you're being panhandled, basically you're not going to shop there. You're going to go to somewhere else you feel safe. And we want people to shop Rancho also. Okay. We have received some rain. However, we're still in the midst of a drought. The city has 4 water purveyors that serve our citizens. We have Golden State Water, Cal American Water, Sacramento County Water, and the City of Folsom Water District. At this time, only the City of Folsom has issued a mandatory 20% reduction in water consumption, which only affects some businesses. The city and our water purveyors have partnered to strongly urge water conservation by residents and businesses. Fixing leaks, watering your lawn when it's needed, and even planting some drought-resistant type of plants can basically help. Simple water conservation tips are available on our city's website. Every 2 years, excuse me, the city commissions Godby Research to conduct a survey of our residents regarding their satisfaction of our city's performance in providing key residential services and programs. Last December, 504 residents were contacted by telephone. I was one of them. The results show that the majority, 85% of residents, were satisfied with city services, an increasing trend for the last 8 years. The survey also polled residents on whether they were very satisfied or somewhat satisfied with overall quality of life in Rancho Cordova. The survey showed that residents continue to be satisfied with the quality of life during the last 6 years. This year, Leadership Rancho Cordova, as Ashley mentioned, is fundraising musical support for music programs at Cordova High School, Mitchell, and Mills Middle Schools. Other organizations are also planning fundraisers because schools have lost most of their district funding for music, unfortunately. I currently serve as honorary chair for the Cordova High School Music Boosters for the fundraising they're doing to actually get new uniforms. There's Deborah Barrels here and Scott Jacobson. These are the current uniforms being used. They are 16 years old. My son wore one of these uniforms when he was in the band. Didn't wear that one. He was a bigger kid, but that's what they're dealing with. And basically, they have to be restitched usually after every performance. So there's an effort and drive. I've helped them. A lot of people have contributed so far. I appreciate what leadership's doing for the music programs in this school. And Deborah and Scott are here from the band boosters, and they have information if you'd like to talk to them afterwards to get more information about helping. They need band uniforms, musical instruments. They need tuxes and gowns for the orchestra also. So they're trying to get everything done before the fall 2015 opening of the new Entertainment and Arts Center at the high school. So thank you for your efforts. All right, and they did mention, obviously, the leadership event on March 6th over at the Rancho Cordova. Okay, and just a sidelight, I was looking for some correlation with somebody saying something about music, and this came along from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Music is a universal language of mankind. It really is. This band is award-winning. They have rooms and cases full of awards for their field show, for their combinations, and how they're so. Kevin Sims has been 14 years leading this, And I saw him when he first got there, and now the band is just outstanding. They have flags, twirlers, they have a drill team, they have all kinds of precision things that they do, and they really deserve some new band uniforms and new instruments. So, okay. Okay, the City Council has played a role in the success of our first 10 years. But the success of our city is also because of you, our residents, our businesses, our organizations, our partners, and city staff. You've probably heard many times that it takes a village to raise a child. In our case, it takes the community to make us a thriving, viable city. Thank you to all the volunteers who so generously donate their time to work events. And this is a volunteer community, believe me. From working all their events, basically at City Hall, at the police station, and throughout the community. If you have concerns, suggestions, or even complaints, please contact me. We are a community. We are Rancho Cordova. You can see my contact information is on the screen. They asked me if I wanted my direct line be posted or just the city's general number, and I said just basically put them both up there. You know, one way or the other, because I want to hear from you. Your concerns. About once a month we get some kudos, but don't come very often. But anyway, last year we celebrated the projects and accomplishments of our first 10 years of cityhood. Now it's a new decade. So all I can say is, here we go again. Thank you.